Hi, I'm Dave Boyt, Potter Shop Hollow Tree Farm and Portable Sawmill. And in this video, I'm going to talk about Sawyer's Toolbox and what you need to have in this toolbox to keep your mill running, even if you're running at a remote location or, in my case, out in the woods. So, the first rule of the toolbox is what goes in the toolbox stays in the toolbox, okay? Kind of like Las Vegas. For example, you might need, maybe a crescent wrench for something you're working on, and you know there's one in the toolbox, so the temptation is to pull it out and use it, and then guess what? You forget to put it back. Next time you need it, it isn't there. And so this toolbox is specifically for the sawmill and nothing else. The next rule is get something big enough to hold everything you need, and make sure it's waterproof, because trust me, it will get left out in the rain. This one has, and unfortunately there is a gap right here in the handle, and water can pool up in this recess and go into the toolbox. And first time I left it out, I had all of my tools sitting in about an inch of water. Not a good thing. So don't make that mistake. It's just that I'm too cheap to buy another toolbox. I just have to try to remember not to leave this one out in the rain. Okay. So that being said, let's take a look at some of the things that I keep in here. And in no particular order, a tape measure always comes in handy. And it's so easy to get out on a job and forget your good tape measure. And it's nice to just be able to reach in the toolbox and it's good to go. Notice that this is bright yellow. Makes it easy to find if you drop it. This cost like $3 at Harbor Freight, and I don't get sponsored by Harbor Freight by any means. It's just that they got a lot of cheap tools, and this box is full of cheap tools. Okay. I keep a couple of the wrenches that I need most frequently, and a lot of the fasteners on the sawmill take a 9/16 inch wrench, so I have a 9/16 inch box wrench, and to adjust the legs of it when I'm setting up or leveling the mill, that takes a 3/4 inch wrench, so I keep a 3/4 inch box wrench in there too. Socket wrenches, just an assortment. These are all SAE or inch wrenches, because that's what this mill takes mostly. If yours takes mostly metric, of course, you want to keep metric wrenches with your mill. And the exception is the engine, which is all metric, but I won't go into that. And a driver with the socket wrenches. And I've also got in here, here it is, a 9/16 inch deep socket, and this comes in handy if you need to adjust the tracking on this particular sawmill. Those bolts are a little bit recessed in there and hard to get to, and this makes it a lot easier to set your tracking if you need to, so keep that. Other wrenches, crescent wrench. This is metric, by the way. Not really. It's anything you want it to be. Vice grips, pliers, screwdrivers, and I have large and medium sized Phillips head and slot head screwdrivers, and again, just handles that show up if you drop them. You can spot them easily. Needle nose pliers. And I keep an assortment of nuts and bolts. These are 3/8 inch, which is the most common fastener on the sawmill, and washers, lock washers. So if I lose something or something falls off, I've got an easy replacement for it. I really like to have a magnetic pickup tool in the bag, so if I drop something or lose something, I can retrieve it easily. Zip ties. I have an assortment of sizes and colors, so they come in handy. Pipe cleaners, or as they call them now, fuzzy ties. Again, an assortment of colors, and I use these for the bandsaw blades when I take them off the mill. So typically, if they need sharpening, I'll use a purple one. If I've hit some metal and it's either trashed or I need to pay special attention to it when I'm sharpening it, I'll put a red one on it. And for the sharp ones, good to go, might use blue. So I like these because they're reusable. I don't have to cut them and throw them away like I do with the zip ties. I like to keep a Sharpie in there just to mark things. Altoids, got to have fresh breath when you're milling lumber, right? Not. But the cans are real handy. This one has an assortment of fuses for the sawmill. If a fuse blows and you don't have a substitute, you don't have a sawmill. So keep an assortment in a separate can here. Speed square comes in real handy. I have magnets glued to the flange side of it, and what I do is to attach that to the bottom side of the sawmill blade, and I can sight down it when I turn a log to make sure that it's square with the blade. Little torpedo level in case I need to do any tweaking or make sure that the sawmill is squared. Comes in handy. Also this cable here is a remote cable. If you have a remote that tethers your remote to the sawmill battery. So if your rechargeable batteries give out on you and you're not done sawing, you can use this to just at least finish up the job and keep going. And I keep a little oil can in here for parts that need to be lubricated. And what I use is chainsaw bar oil in here because it's got real good tack to it. It sticks to whatever you apply it on. And I figure if it'll work for a chainsaw bar, it's going to work for a sawmill. So I've got that in there. And I keep a utility knife. And that comes handy if you need to cut something, like a zip tie, for example, trim your fingernails or whatever, pick your teeth. So comes in handy. Oh, and this kind of goes along with the knife. That reminds me, it's been said I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So when I am using the sharpest tool in the shed, it's nice to have a first aid kit handy. And this is just a basic kit. I've got some extra earplugs in there, so if I forget, lose them, or have somebody working with me that wants some hearing protection, I've got that available for them. And these are kind of interesting. These are wound closure strips, and if you really slice yourself open somehow, these go on that wound, and it's like little zip ties. You pull them tight, and it pulls everything together. And I've got gauze strips, adhesive tape, Band-Aids, butterfly bandages in here. And part of it is when you need it, you need it, okay? You're not going to want to have to go back to the house to go get it. So keep it in the toolbox. Keep it where you can get to it. And hopefully you'll never need it. And you want some kind of eye protection, whether it's sunglasses or clear goggles, because if you don't have them with you, it's real tempting to just kind of squint real tight and hope nothing comes in your eye. And yeah, that usually works, but it only has to not work once when you wish you'd taken the time to have some eye protection. So keep them with you. And of course, along those lines is hearing protection. You'll see a lot of videos of me running the sawmill without them, and that's just because I didn't want to have to go look for them. This way, you don't. I keep a pair of reading glasses in a hard shell case so that I can always find them and they don't get too scratched up. These are cheap, so there's no reason not to have a pair of them in your toolbox ready when you need them. Okay. I also keep a couple of wedges in the toolbox, and they come in real handy if you get the blade stuck in a cut. You need to back it out. You can drive these in, open that up a little bit so that the blade comes back out easily. So definitely keep those. And you're going to need a way to drive those wedges into that cut. And I like to use a framing hammer. It's good and heavy, easy to use. And also that straight claw on the back side is real good for debarking and getting any grit or rocks along the line of the cut so you don't dull your blade. So good to have. There are a lot of grease zerks on the sawmill, and the bearings on the band wheels are not sealed, so they need to be lubricated frequently. And what I do is I give them a shot of grease every time I change the blades. So I keep a grease gun in my toolbox so I can keep the band wheel bearings and anything else lubricated as necessary. And a lot of times you'll need a way to trim back the log a little bit. Not enough to need a chainsaw, but just small branches, get them out of the way, that type of thing. So I like to keep an axe in there, and that comes in handy. I think I've got one in here somewhere. Yep, here it is. And the last thing you want to do is get there without a cant hook or peavey. So you want to make sure to have one with you, and there's no better way than to keep it in your box. All right, let's see if we've got anything else in here. Oh, yeah, you sure don't want to be working without your fire extinguisher. There's never time to run back and get one if you need it. So either keep it on the mill or keep one in your toolbox. And sometimes it's nice to have some liquid refreshment, and I think I brought something in here. Oh yeah, there it is. Kind of a coffee drinker myself. Okay. And coffee cup. Well, here's the toolboxes. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you've got some suggestions as far as what you have in your toolbox that I didn't cover, love to see that in the comments. Maybe some things here that you might need for your particular mill. But whatever it is, keep it with the box, and you'll always have the tools you need. And maybe even a cup of coffee to boot. So, until next time, stay safe, keep your tools together, and keep making sawdust. Soapy, come here, girl. Alex, come here. Good.